Beery VMI motor coordination. Camilo is a 6-year-old boy who has been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. As part of his ongoing occupational therapy evaluation, today he will be undergoing the Beery VMI motor coordination assessment. This assessment will provide valuable insights into Camilo's current level of motor function and visual motor integration skills. The results will help guide the development of specific individualized goals and inform targeted interventions aimed to supporting Camilo's functional performance in daily activities, academic settings, and social interactions. Good afternoon, Camilo. My name is Brittany. I'm the occupational therapist, and today we're going to be doing the Beery VMI coordination examination. So we're going to go ahead and get started. You're going to be using a number 2 pencil, and remember that you only have one try to do this with no erasing. Keep the booklet straight in front of you and don't tilt it. Do your best on both the easy ones and the hard ones, and don't skip any. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. So first, what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line from the gray to the black dot. So go ahead and practice. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and draw a line from this gray to this black. Go ahead. Okay. And now this one, we're going to do a circle. So you're going to go ahead and connect the dots. You're going to start here, from here, then you're going to go here, and then connect it all the way back. Go ahead. Camilo scored 9 points out of the 16 on this section. Camilo scored 0 points on this section of the motor coordination. The results for the motor coordination section of the Beery VMI: the raw score, Camilo scored a 9. The standard score, Camilo scored a 54, and his age equivalence is 2. Short-term goals. Camilo will complete a 4-piece puzzle with min assistance, demonstrating increased precision and fewer hesitations, achieving this task independently in 4 out of 5 trials in 3 months. Camilo will demonstrate smoother, more fluid hand movements while tracing simple shapes like circles and squares with minimal jerky motions, achieving 80% accuracy over 3 consecutive trials in 3 months. Areas of difficulty. Inconsistent smoothness in movements. The child's movements appear somewhat jerky at times, suggesting difficulty with fluidity and motor control. Challenges with fine motor coordination. Occasional hesitation or lack of precision during task completion, particularly with tasks requiring fine motor skills and hand-eye coordination. Motor planning difficulties. Slight irregularities in task execution may indicate a need for additional support in motor planning and the integration of visual input with motor output. The focus was maintained throughout the assessment. The child stayed focused on the task, but motor coordination issues impact overall task performance. Interventions. Tracing activities with gradual complexity. Start with large shapes like circles and squares and gradually decrease the size as the child demonstrates improvement in fluidity. Encourage smooth, continuous motions without stopping or jerking, and use hand-over-hand assistance to demonstrate fluid tracing when needed. Provide verbal cues such as move slowly and smoothly to promote more controlled movement. Tools used for this intervention include thick markers, crayons, or pencils with built-up grips to reduce fatigue and help with control. An additional intervention includes Play-Doh rolling and manipulation. Roll out Play-Doh into lines or shapes and use the Play-Doh to create patterns with the child's fingers. You can practice rolling, pinching, shaping to engage the child's hand muscles in a controlled manner. Focus on consistent, smooth hand movements as the child shapes the Play-Doh. Tools used: soft Play-Doh or modeling clay. Clinical observations. Camilo is sitting properly at the table with appropriate body alignment. He is using both hands effectively to complete tasks, demonstrating good bilateral coordination. Camilo exhibits an age-appropriate pencil grasp for a 6-year-old with controlled pressure applied to the writing utensil. While his movements are generally accurate, they appear somewhat jerky at times, suggesting some difficulty with smoothness and fluidity. Despite this, he can maintain focus and attention to the task throughout the assessment. Parent recommendations. Encourage regular practice of fine motor coordination, setting aside time to engage in fine motor activities that promote smooth hand movements and coordinations, like tracing. You can trace large shapes or letters using crayons or markers, rolling and shaping Play-Doh into lines or objects, or cutting out simple shapes like squares and circles from paper. Providing a variety of sensory activities is also important. This can help the child better develop control over hand movements and improve their coordination. Some example activities are pinching, rolling, and cutting Play-Doh into small pieces, sensory bins, or textured materials like sandpaper or fabric to chase over with fingers. Develop visual motor integration with simple games. Playing simple visual motor games at home can help the child improve coordination between what they see and how their hands move. So, for example, you can work with dot-to-dot worksheets and have the child complete them to improve hand-eye coordination. Puzzle play. Encourage the child to work on simple puzzles and gradually increase them over time. Sensory Profile 2. Camilo scored a -1 on the Sensory Profile 2, which indicates that he has moderate sensory processing difficulties. Specifically, he experiences moderate challenges in sensory modulation, meaning that he can have difficulty regulating his responses to sensory stimuli, which can impact his daily activities. In this case, sensory processing difficulties are affecting the child's motor coordination and fine motor control, resulting in jerky movements, hesitation, and difficulty completing tasks with precision. These challenges can lead to frustration, avoidance, or inconsistency in performing tasks that require fine motor coordination. How it affects the client: the child may need help to complete fine motor tasks such as writing, cutting, or drawing because they cannot coordinate their movements smoothly. This can impact academic tasks, daily life skills, and social interaction. The child may become easily frustrated or avoid activities that require fine motor control due to difficulty modulating sensory input, leading to a lack of participation in activities and affecting self-esteem. The child could be over or under responsive to sensory input, making them more likely to react poorly to certain textures, sounds, or visual input, and this can lead to sensory overload or understimulation, further hindering task participation. A compensatory technique that can be used is the use of fidget tools. Providing a fidget tool or a sensory break, such as a small stress ball, a sensory cushion, or even textured fabric during fine motor tasks, can help the child self-regulate by offering a sensory outlet. This allows the child to stay calm and engaged without being overwhelmed by sensory stimuli during tasks requiring focus and coordination. Adaptive technique, using hand-over-hand assistance for the fine motor tasks like cutting, drawing, or writing. This can help provide guidance and support as the child completes the task. This technique also provides the child with sensory input and ensures proper positioning and control during the task that can help improve precision and reduce frustration. Over time, as the motor skills improve, the amount of support can gradually decrease. An environmental modification can include changing the physical or social environment to reduce any sensory overload and support the child in performing tasks more comfortably. A quiet workspace with sensory tools with minimal distractions can help the child maintain focus and sensory regulation. The workspace should include sensory tools such as cushions or weighted lap pads. Parent recommendation would be to create a sensory-friendly routine, recommending a well-structured routine involving sensory breaks and heavy work activities like pushing or pulling toys, jumping on a trampoline, or carrying groceries even. These activities can help the child self-regulate sensory input and improve postural control, making them more comfortable and focused during tasks that require fine motor coordination. Consistency in the routine will support the child in managing sensory processing difficulties and increasing their engagement in daily activities.